Sanao International presents Simply Football.
Hello and welcome to Simply Football, a post-match show on a day after FC Goa suffered their third consecutive defeat in the third edition of ISL. I am Neeraj Prabhu and we have with us as always former India striker Francis D'Souza to analyze FC Goa's performance. But let's first watch the highlights of the match between Chennai FC and FC Goa, which the defending champions won by 2-0 yesterday. Let's watch all the action and come back and discuss the match with our expert Francis. Goals by Hans Mulder and Mehrajuddin Wadu were enough for Chennai FC to beat FC Goa and secure their first victory in the ISL 3. It was a match where there weren't too many chances for each side, and as such it lacked in the excitement quotient. We'll also know now what more came out of this match from our expert Francis. How would you describe this match?
I think it was misery, as the headline screams early in the morning on various newspapers for FC Goa. And they started initially a little well, but they withered away like most of the matches, and Chennai took over, quite composed and confident in the midfield. Augusto and Mulder did a wonderful job in the midfield. They got behind the ball whenever the FC Goa was on attack. Although Goa has dominated as per the statistics, but it has not translated into the attacking third and the final shot at the goal, and that's where we are lacking in the past matches that we have seen, and they have to find somebody who can clinically shoot at the goal and score goals.
Right, let's start with the FC Goa's team lineup. One change that Zico made was to bring in young midfielder Sahil Tavora, while winger Mandar Rao Desai was kept on the bench. Do you agree with the setup of FC Goa to start with?
I think the team is plagued by some injuries, definitely. Because otherwise, such a crucial match, when they have lost two matches, I don't think Zico would try a youngster like Salil. He has performed well for this match, but you need somebody to perform even better than what he has done. And I think that's a problem with him. He doesn't have enough players to field for the particular match.
And then what we saw was sort of listless, unenthusiastic performance by our players. Particularly Rafael looked completely off color.
Yeah, what I have seen with FC Goa is very evident. I think they lacked aggressiveness. They have lacked the hunger and the desire to win. That's if you in the past we have seen with the quality of players we had, when they considered goals, they came back blazing on the opponents, and you could realize that having so many players on their score list, the desire for getting a goal was always there. This was what was lacking in the team. Good quality players, with good quality players you get good understanding and good passes to your forwards up front. Like Leo Mora was there, who could give clinical passes, precision passing to his opponents, where a goal could materialize. But we didn't see anything like this happening in the entire three games that we saw. And as usual, Rafael was off colour. That is the only forward they are depending mostly on, and having him off colour yesterday added to their misery.
Absolutely. And Reynaldo starting his second game, I think he didn't do anything. In fact, in the second minute, he had a chance, a half chance. But what made him go down to ground?
I think these are clever Brazilians. Now they have a lot of play acting in trying to win falls from the referees. Probably he is not as fit as he used to be, and he tried to take advantage of law, but he failed miserably.
FC Goa, didn't have two of their electric wingers, as we call them, Romeo as well as Mandar, in their starting lineup yesterday. And the way overall FC Goa set up, Did they look, devoid of players who could create something up and going up and down and could bring in some goal scoring chances? In that setup, were they defensive?
I think they had the possession, but you got to split the defense by playing more to the wingers. And when you open up in the middle, there'll be gaps created, and you need the player with that precision pass to break into those gaps for players like Rafael to barge in and score goals. And since yesterday Mandar and Romeo were not there, I mean they lacked that attack to the wings, and as a result, it was confided to the center of the field in the centre half. So that's where Chennai also got an advantage of falling back and recouping and stopping the attacks of FC Goa.
Did that also make Joffrey limited in his play as to spreading the attack from one side to another? Did Joffrey also look a little bit out of his elements yesterday?
Joffrey likes playing behind the two strikers or into the central midfield, and that's his ideal position because he has a lot of mobility in him. He goes to the wings and he'll go even into the attacking positions. But he was playing in a strange role yesterday and he was not in his element, and that's as a result of that you find that there was no much cohesion among the players.
On the other hand, Chennai FC looked well organized, composed, and they knew exactly how to tackle this FC Goa, didn't they?
Yes, I think the strategies for all the three teams that played with FC Goa was very dominant and very prominent. You could see that they took their own time in the midfield. They played very methodical football. They had their plans. They came back behind the ball whenever they lost the ball, and they were sure and confident of their passing. And if you see that goal that culminated was a result of that confidence that they worked up front. Although they had, if you look at the stats, they had only 2 shots at the goal, and the 2 shots at the goal were the goals that they scored.
Coming to the first goal, it seemed like our defenders were surrounding Mulder, but nobody wanted to, stop his attempt. What was going on?
Yes, if you watch the visual, you will find that there was a clever bit of play by Augusto and Mulder. And if the basic principles are followed by Lucio, if get in front of the man and the ball when Mulder had received the ball, I mean he would have blocked the side to the goal, but he reacted a little late and he tried to stretch his leg to intercept the ball, but then Mulder was already in position and had fired.
And the second goal was, however, unlucky for Goa, unfortunate, isn't it?
Yes, really unfortunate, and it hurts very badly because one of the deflections is so unpredictable, and very rightly so. The defender got his head to it, but unfortunately it beat Katumani too.
Right. Zico tried to change his tactics, and in the second half he brought off Lucio, the captain, from the defensive position, and midfielder Richarlison was sent on. So how did that help or didn't help FC Goa?
I think Zico must have realized that how lethargic and unresponsive Lucio was there after the goal and during the entire match. He could understand the body language of Lucio, and very rightly so he has substituted him to pep up and bring a little more energy with Richarlison.
Did it really help?
Yeah, I think they dominated after some time when he came over, and if you see that domination was prominent, although they didn't have players to convert that dominance into goals.
Then Romeo was to follow. Of course, Julius Caesar came in before Romeo, and then it was Romeo. So till the 77th minute, he used all his 3 substitutions, Zico. But there was no concrete addition to the scoreline from FC Goa. In fact, why it didn't happen for him?
Desperate times, you take desperate measures, and those were the measures bringing in Julius Caesar and Romeo. They are the players who could add a little more sting to the attack, and that's what he hoped. But unfortunately, they were not been able to deliver the same, and that's why we found that we couldn't take positive shots at the goal.
Probably Chennai were parking the bus, sort of getting all the men behind the ball, and that was making it difficult for FC Goa to find their way in their final 1/3.
Yeah, I think there was some game plan in Chennai's play. They knew that they didn't want to make too many mistakes in their own defensive third. So they were very cautious and careful, and they parked themselves in front of the goal so that they couldn't find any holes where they could pass through and give chances for FC Goa to score.
Right. Coming to Julius Caesar, we have seen him in now 3 appearances coming on as substitute. Do you see a role that he is playing for FC Goa? What kind of player does he look like to you?
For me, he is very. He's not been so clinical as he should have been, like most Brazilians are. He is a little more temperamental that he has shown. He has not produced his game that Zico must be aware of, and we hope that in the next games he will be able to produce the results that Zico is hoping of him.
He also has a reputation of being a dead ball specialist, but unfortunately he hasn't yet been successful with the free kicks.
Yeah, I mean, I think FC Goa had lot of dead ball situations which they didn't really come up good at all. The number of corners were
absolutely.
more than
we had
FC Goa.
10 corners and Chennai had only 4.
I think they need to work more on that, on the dead ball situations. And if you have a specialist, I mean, it depends on the forwards and the midfielders to create those dead ball situations by trying to dribble a man and going through the defense or something like that, so that the specialist can come in and bring results for FC Goa.
Absolutely. 3 games have gone on now, and FC Goa still without any point rooted to the bottom of the table. It looks a bit sad, obviously, for all of us, hoping that FC Goa to do well. But what does Zico need to do now?
I think the fans must be very much dejected with the outcome of the 3 matches. Of course, they are still hoping what happened in the past years. Also, there will be also a turnaround, but for me it looks a little difficult with the quality of players and the performance that I have seen. If you recollect in the past editions, I have always had hope that they would come back and they would qualify for the semis. And this time I'm a little doubtful with the quality of football dished out by the players FC Goa has.
Probably the main focus is on attacking, as you say. FC Goa are too much dependent on Rafael. But if Robin Singh comes back fit and fine, and as we know, he is quite a handful for the rival defenders. So Robin Singh now becomes a key player for FC Goa when he comes back, isn't it?
So let's see. Let's hope for the best, because Robin Singh is a little striker, and I think if his induction will do some good and boost up the morale of the remaining players.
The next match FC Goa will be playing is on Sunday, so hardly any time for rest for FC Goa. Does Zico need to shake the team up quite a bit?
It's quite difficult. In a gap of 2 days, it's quite difficult for any coach to have a total overall of his team. And considering the number of injuries, I think Zico will try to stick to his players whom he has fielded in his 3 games with a couple of changes.
And does it need any tactical overhaul? If not the players, then can Zico change? Because he has amazing experience, so can he change it tactically for these players to play in a different way?
No, if you have observed, Zico has been playing attacking football right from edition 1, and I don't think he is a player who could change tactics to go defensive and periodically attack. I don't think. He will still keep his tactics of attacking, because attacking is the best form of going ahead in this tournament now for him at the position that he is in now.
You have faith in Zico's abilities still?
Yes, but I'm not really confident about the player he has to fit into his scheme of things.
Okay, these are the views of our expert, ex-India striker Francis D'Souza. Thank you very much for coming to our studio as always.
Thank you.
That's all time we have in this post-match analysis program of ISL 3. Keep watching Prudent. Goodbye.